Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakam Vitangscha Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakuram Militam Jaina Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Namo Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Mukam Karoti Vatschalam Bhangam Langayate Girim Jat Kripa Tamaham Vande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. So yes, Maharaj. So today, of course, is the Adhivas of the Holy Appearance Day of our Divine Master Om Vishnupad, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. And as the title of our meeting this evening, Srila Govinda Maharaj, that saint who walked amongst us. This is, I often reflect on this because Srila Gurudev was always so human, let's say, if we can say that, human, that we could forget who he was. And also with his very childlike nature, we could forget sometimes that he was actually a very elderly man, and he would behave with us like a boy sometimes, and so it was easy to forget that. And we know that the old saying that familiarity breeds contempt, so that's also something that we always had to check within ourselves, not to think that we were rubbing shoulders with Maharaj in any way that would make us forget his divine and exalted position. And of course, he's so accessible to everyone. That was one of his great, wonderful features. I remember many times when he would come to London, especially in the airport, all the devotees coming to greet him, and he would embrace everyone. And sometimes he's embracing someone and at the same time turning to me and like mouthing, "Who is this?" He didn't even know who it was. Maybe they'd never met before. Maybe it was that devotee's first time there. So sometimes I had that little service to introduce these people to Gurudev. But even before introducing them, he's embracing them. And he himself said to us sometimes, "Oh, I have to stop doing that. Like, this is my problem, is I embrace everybody, I accept everybody, I believe everybody. This is my fault." But of course, we didn't see it as his fault. We saw it as his great magnanimous nature, and by embracing everyone, wants to bring everybody under the shelter of the lotus feet of his Gurudev Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj. And you can say that, that was his raison d'etre, really. His reason for living was that to bring people to the shelter of Srila Guru Maharaj. He wanted that more than anything. Sometimes he would even say, if I was to tell really what is Krishna consciousness, then maybe everyone will go away. So I'm not telling that because I don't want anyone to go away. I want everybody to, stay under the shelter of the lotus feet of Srila Guru Maharaj. And once I remember him saying, he said to me, we were in Green Street, Mott, and he's going downstairs. The devotees are waiting in the temple room for him to come and give a talk. And as we're going down the stairs, he said, "Prabhu, and anyone that will stay under the shelter of Srila Guru Maharaj, in the line of Srila Guru Maharaj, they must get the service of Rupa Manjari. And you know, the kind of that shake his head in that boyish way and looking at me and like saying, more or less saying, like, I said, what do you think about that? And I was like, Maharaj, I'm sure whatever you're saying is true. I don't even understand what that really means, to be honest. I don't know. But if you say that must be true. And, you know, on deeper reflection, I would think, yes, of course, if someone is in the line of Guru Maharaj, then they must come to the shelter and the service of Rupa Manjari, because that's Guru Maharaj's position. That's who Guru Maharaj is. He's giving that to us. So, but then another thing came to me, that, like, what does it mean to be in the line of Srila Guru Maharaj? And, you know, does it just mean that we showed up? Or, you know, does it mean something deeper than that? And so again, coming back to that, the saint that walked amongst us, you know, we know that without a shadow of a doubt that he's walking in the line of Srila Guru Maharaj, in the service of Rupa Manjari, in the highest expression of the Gaudiya Sampradaya that Guru Maharaj showed, and Srila Govinda Maharaj took that all over the world. And because he was so merciful and so magnanimous, sometimes just that you showed up was enough. Just that you were there, then Srila Gurudev would, you know, embrace you, either physically or, you know, just like spiritually, of course. The devotees would come just to be in his company, just to be in his proximity was enough. And, you know, we know so many people during that time, they all came forward and, you know, became disciples, and you know, it was a great time. But now, where are they all, those people that came forth during that time? We don't know where they are. We've not heard hide nor hair from them for so many years. But still, we're thinking what great fortune they had, even if it was only to spend a few hours or a few days in the company of that great saintly person. And really, we can't say anything. Like, if you're describing us who is a saint, then you know, you just have to look at the life of Srila Govinda Maharaj and how his dedication to his Guru Maharaj, and so many divine qualities that we were able to see even a little bit, perceive that a little bit, when we came into his association and were able to offer some service to him. And he saw everything, he knew everything. Even those devotees that, and actually especially those devotees that had no time to come and sit with Srila Gurudev during his tours, they were so busy making all of the things happen in the background, you know, the cooking and the, you know, all of the like logistics of where devotees would be and how devotees would be able to get Gurudev's darshan, and that the day-to-day services of the temple were carrying on, you know, even with this influx of so many devotees coming to get Gurudev's darshan. And these devotees sometimes are only coming up just to offer their obeisances to Gurudev and then go. Because they had so much service to do during that time, more service than even normal. But we saw that Srila Gurudev marked who those devotees were, and he knew that, and so much grace they got, you know, not just that they were there, you know, in face to show their face to Gurudev, but that they were there, not even had any time to show their face to Gurudev, maybe once in the day or twice in the day for a few moments, but the rest of the time they were doing all those things that had to be done that no one else even thought about. No one there was thinking like, well, where's the prasadam coming from? Where, you know, everyone was just, it was just flowing. Everything was just flowing. the artis, the prasadam, the accommodation, everything was just happening. And often those devotees that were doing that seva, they didn't get any credit for that. But still, we saw that Gurudev marked who those devotees were, and we know that some special grace was given to those devotees during those days. And it was a wonderful time that we were able to spend with him. And what to speak of us, we can say, that Gurudev's going all over the world. And during that time, well, very notably, one of his devotees was never going around the world with him, and that was Mahananda Prabhu. He always had to remain behind in Navadip Mott to make sure everything there was going on as Gurudev wanted it to do. And of course, that Mahananda Prabhu is now Srila Madhusudan Maharaj. But still, even during that time, the Mott website and everything was being regularly updated, as it still is to this very day. And that is our Mahananda Prabhu Madhusudan Maharaj doing that, and that's never stopped, and his service has never stopped to Gurudev, and always. I don't know, what Maharaj's internal feeling was, but he never showed any unhappiness or dissatisfaction that he wasn't also going on those tours. But Gurudev knew that everything would be okay because he was there managing. So, then what can we say? It's actually unbelievable that we could find ourselves in the association of a saint like Srila Gurudev, and he allowed us to, come in his proximity. And really, he wanted that only to be able to spread the glories of Guru Maharaj, even when he was not feeling well, even when it was so much discomfort to him physically. Still, he always, allowed the devotees to come, and it was like he had no private time to himself during that time. Everyone coming at every time, and he's accepting and accommodating and smiling and giving his grace to everyone. And we also can see that although his persona was always one of great humility and tolerance, especially, so many things he tolerated from us. But we also saw when we heard him speak that he had everything that Srila Guru Maharaj had, his spiritual wealth had deposited with Srila Gurudev, deposited every bit of his spiritual wealth, so that would not be lost, so that would continue in the world. And the shelter that he gave to all of Srila Maharaj gave to all of the devotees around the world, that would also continue. And over, like 25 years association we had with Srila Govinda Maharaj, and no one had that with their spiritual master up to that point in our modern history. Those who none of the disciples of Saraswati Thakur had that amount of association. Srila Guru Maharaj would often sometimes lament 10 years with Guru Maharaj, 50 years alone. And, with Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, his disciples, just over 10 years association. Ourselves with Srila Guru Maharaj, just over, like 6 years association, really. But Gurudev were always there, and Gurudev giving us, like 25 years of his association. We hope that we learned something from him during that time. We hope that some of that, Midas touch that he had rubbed off on us, that those of us, especially those of us who are very base in nature, that we were able to accept his touch and transform, or at least begin the transformation into spiritual gold. That was what Gurudev wanted for everyone, that everyone would get that opportunity for that service, that divine service, as he said, the service of Rupa Manjari. And that's what Srila Sridhar Maharaj was able to come and bestow upon the world. And Srila Gurudev wanted to deposit every one of us in the proximity of that, so that we may also get the chance for that, almost by osmosis or something, that we could just absorb it by being in the proximity of it. Anyway, tomorrow is his appearance day, and our whole day we'll be trying to give service and glorification of his divine grace. But not just tomorrow, but we hope that we may be able to do that every day of our life, and every hour of every day of our life, and every minute of every hour of our life. And we know, I can say, at least for myself, I'm very far away from that. But I do pray that by the grace of the Vaishnavas and by the grace of Srila Gurudev, then at least, my aspiration may be counted. We all know the saying, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And that's our disqualification, you can say. Our spirit is willing, but our flesh is weak. But anyway, everything good happens by grace, and grace is something that has no cause other than itself. So it's not that we qualify ourselves for that grace. We try for that, of course, we endeavor for that, but grace flows everywhere. Just like the rain falls everywhere. The rain falls on the desert, the rain falls on the rocks, the rain even falls on the sea. So, where there won't be any, you can say, any benefit from that, but that the rain falls everywhere, so divine grace also falls everywhere, and somehow touches us all, and somehow or another we all continue at least the march forward to try to search for Sri Krishna, reality, the beautiful. And there's no end to that search. But what will help us with that is divine grace. And his divine grace, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj, he was all about that, about distributing that wherever he was and wherever he went, all over the world. So that's what I want to say about him this evening on the Adhivas of his appearance day. And I pray that he will always count me as one of his aspiring servants. I hope for that, although I know I'm very unqualified. But he himself, he said that. So many of you know it, you've heard it, where Gurudev is saying, he's speaking to Krishna, that between you and me, that I'm never going to serve you, that I'm never going to do anything, of any substance to serve you. But I'm just the fallen, and you are the savior of the fallen. So I'm as fallen as anybody can be. So I've done my job. Now it's your turn to do your job as the savior of the fallen. So, we can say Gurudev is voicing our position when he says those things. So, and that makes it real and makes it true to us also. So we are waiting for Krishna to do his job and save us a fallen. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai. And we are fulfilled in our London Zoom today. Actually, when we hear this talk of Devashish, not just the words, but the expression, I'm feeling this Devashish was giving an inspired talk. Inspired talk. And really, our life is not for repeating things. It is, we get information and repeat, like historical facts. Our life is to live the life and feel the life that Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, they have given to us. And so when we hear from the devotees, then we can become magnetized by that feeling and mood. And this is why we come together. And this Zoom, it is allowed by Mahaprabhu. Nothing is happening by coincidence. And so the facility that we have now, this is the proper use of this. Hare Krishna. And, well, many things we can say following on from Devashish Prabhu. But one thing I can say about, you don't know what I was thinking when I'm left behind in Navadip. Well, we never felt, I'm not going to be with Gurudev, or why am I not there? Of course, we never felt that. But another thing was the build-up for a tour to take place was quite substantial. And at every moment, something was taking place. And Gurudev quite freely adjusting his tour when he gets a call from somebody, says, oh, Gurudev, you're going here, please, you must also come to our country. And those days, it's not all done by internet. It's all done like physically booking the tickets. And we had to change things, rearrange things. And it was amazing that everything that Gurudev wanted to do on the tours, he was able to do. And that's his will. His will was that happened. And then instruments are needed for something to happen. And so myself and others, we were instruments for that. But the build-up for a tour was quite intense to get the tour on the way. And then, but we'd also send out information for the devotees, how to look after Gurudev. Because you think, oh, we know how to look after Gurudev, he's our spiritual master. Yes, but you need to know what kind of bed he likes. You need to know what kind of toilet he likes, because all his life he's in India. And then, things like this, which we can think, and there's a list of things. I probably still have a record of we put out this guidance to the devotees, not saying, oh, you don't know how to look after Gurudev, but so that Gurudev would be at home and feel comfortable wherever he went. And the things that he would always want, he needs some things so that when he's there, sits in his chair and automatically he's got the things that he needs handy. And so I remember one devotee, I call up the devotee, say, okay, now Gurudev is on the plane, this, that, and the other. And now we're handing him over to you. He's your responsibility now. And then devotee said, oh, Mahananda, you made me so nervous. Telling you now it's our responsibility to look after Gurudev. So, when Gurudev went on the tour, in one sense, the tour is underway. And then we are passing that responsibility to others and sharing the service to look after Gurudev. I don't know whether you say it's parental. I don't think it's parental. It's dasi, it's service. But we need to look after Gurudev and make it so that his own travels, his own staying anywhere, his own talks, what he's expecting when he will go to give a talk somewhere. We want everything to go smoothly. So he's just going happily, and everybody else will already have his necessities and everything, so it goes smoothly. So it means that everybody's getting some opportunity to directly serve and see, well, what does the master want? Not what does it say in the book, but what does he want? A very practical service. Service is to please the spiritual master. What do you want? We do that. This kind of service. So when Srila Gurudev went abroad, then that service is being shared. And in Navadip, there's always plenty to keep us going for sure in Navadip, and still in, there in the mat, and we're doing the services there. And what? Oh yes, but it is a fact, especially the first world tours, leading up to those tours in India, Srila Gurudev had lots of headaches for the transition from Srila Guru Maharaj's disappearance and making the mat solid and a firm basis for the future, the construction of the Samadhi Mandir of Srila Guru Maharaj, and so many things. And so Srila Gurudev, he wasn't every day giving Hare Katha, that okay, sit and say, okay, today Gurudev is talking on Srimad Bhagavatam, this verse or that verse, but very much was involved in the communication and the development of the mat in the management sense. And when he went on the tours, then he was separate from the daily management and left that over to ourselves in India. And rather than he was able to talk, and so talk means to talk Hare Katha, distribute what Srila Guru Maharaj is giving and feeling, I've come to the West for what? To tell what Srila Guru Maharaj gave, to distribute that. This is what is the wealth of life. And genuinely, this is Gurudev's feeling, not I am going to do something from me, but I am taking Guru Maharaj's message to the Western world. And it was Srila Gurudev's own mood from when he was young. When I forget, I worked out how many months old, but less than 1 year old, then Srila Gurudev at the age of 25, age of 25 years old, he composed that I am a servant of Guru and nothing else poem that he wrote. And it is in revealed truth, and I did put it for the translators, I did put it on that sheet on the web. But this poem that Gurudev wrote, it shows his nature from a young age. I mean, 25 years old, we think it's young, but from 17 years old, he's been with Srila Guru Maharaj. And here Gurudev, super sweetly expressing what actually came, to be very obviously visible, not only, actually happening and not visible, but very visibly happened. That this is from 15th of November, 1955. So, yeah, I was 3 months old. When I was 3 months old, Srila Gurudev wrote, Ami Gurudas, nahi anya. I am a servant of Guru, nothing else. Then Ami. Okay, I'll give the translation and then, yes, we'll give the Bengali. Why not? Then the first verse. I will travel throughout the 14 worlds, awakening everyone to their true self. I will go with the banner of divine love in hand and cause everyone to recognize the sign of the true self. Then Ami, so that verse, okay, no, I'll just give the translations, otherwise we're going to be too long, our time is short. Next verse, I will induce everyone to abandon all religions. What, you may say? No, I will induce everyone to abandon all religions. I will demolish the pursuits of liberation and worldly enjoyment. I will construct a grand palace of devotion. I am a servant of Guru, nothing else. I will break the customs, bemuse everyone, shut the mouths of the garrulous, hold back death, and distribute good fortune to all. I will do so humbly, without deceit. I will show the unlimited glory of he whose manifestation brought the great portion of the Mahabharata to an end, and efface all duplicity. I will do that, and efface all duplicity. I will sound the kettle drums of victory throughout the world, dispel all quarrel and fear, and cause the Ganges of pure devotion to flow throughout the universe. Satisfying the Lord in this way, I will attain good fortune. I will forcibly engage all, the noble, the ignoble, and the barbarous. I will forcibly engage all of them in Krishna's service. I will board them all in the boat to Goloka and empty the earth. I will guide them all by the power of my Guru's feet. I will hoist the boat's sails by the power of chanting Hari. If Mahamaya presents any illusion, I shall cut it asunder. I will drive the boat to the spiritual world, and all the men and women will become four-armed. Four-armed. All moving and inert beings will attain Hari, means God, and become worshipable to the demigods. And the last verse, everyone will identify with the same identity, realize their immortal self, worship Sri Hari, and call out, Jai, Jai. Seeing this, I will be satisfied. And Ami Guru Dasa, Nahi Anya. I am Guru Dasa, servant of Guru, nothing else. Hare Krishna. This is Srila Gurudev, bringing such a message to the world with all humility. And the saint that walked amongst us means that he was loved by everybody, reminding us of Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, that loved by all Vaishnavas of both Navadip and Vrindavan. And also we hear about the 6 Goswamis, that they were loved by the ruffians as well as the saintly persons because of their natural dealings. And here we are in the line of Rupa Goswami. And another point, Devashis was talking, and then I just looked up and I just give this one line or two lines from Srila Guru Maharaj, where Devashis was mentioning about how everyone knows that Srila Gurudev, he's giving us the Rupa Nuga line. And what did Srila Guru Maharaj say about Srila Gurudev? He said, and this is in his last will and testament, so this is Srila Guru Maharaj's expression. Above all, Srila Govinda Maharaj is well known and unanimously acclaimed as being firmly established in the philosophy of the perfect axiomatic truth of Bhakti, as propounded by both myself as well as by my divine master. So there is Guru Maharaj, giving, and this is Guru Maharaj, who's the lion guru, as Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, this very strict and strong, truthful, only for truth guru. And here he is expressing who is Srila Gurudev, his standing. And so how much more of a saint, I mean, with such qualities, such certificate, such self-evident, illustrious distribution of the highest concepts to everyone, everywhere. And he truly was walking amongst us. He was there with us, and still there. We say was, but as Gurudev said about Guru Maharaj, he disappeared, he did not depart. So today is Adhivas Day in Navadip. This would be a very happy time in Navadip, by the way. And some of you know, Kum Kum Devi Dasi is here. She would come before Gurudev's Vyasa Puja, bringing her own little chair, folding chair to sit on, not to cause any disturbance for Gurudev. She'd bring her own little folding chair. She put it there by the pillar on Gurudev's veranda. She'd come up, give obeisances, and sit in this little chair. And she would be there, and so many devotees from around the world will come and give praise, give honor, and just be there in appreciation from the heart of that flow, the current from up to down, coming through Srila Gurudev, through his nature, his personality. And as we felt through from Devashish Prabhu when he's speaking before, it's not that Srila Gurudev just like spoke facts, told us about things, but Gurudev lived that joyful life of devotion, lived that relationship with Guru Maharaj and Guru Maharaj's exalted God brothers. And he lived that life of devotion. And Gurudev speaking the life of devotion. Gurudev transmitting the heart of devotion amongst all who come to listen to him with humility, with faith, and coming at this time, especially the Vyasa Puja time, drawing devotees all over the world, drawing devotees by heart to make a sacrifice, a big sacrifice to travel from one side of the world to the other. Hare Krishna. And so I think we pass the microphone over to Kum Kum Devi Dasi too, and it is our good opportunity to have her with us. And we have also Sri Lekha Didi with us too. And from both of you, we'd love to hear something. And we'd love to hear something from lots of devotees. Oh, we're in London and we've got Saraswati right here. And actually so many, I'm not really the MC, I'm joined. Devashish was looking after us all. But with your permission, Devashish, will we pass the microphone to Kum Kum Devi? She's sitting humbly on a much more appropriate chair for her now. But I do remember her with her little folding chair coming. And a perfect example. We don't come to give trouble to Guru. We bring our bed and bedding, as Guru Maharaj expresses. And in this case, bring our little chair. So we're not giving any difficulty, not, oh, I need a chair to sit on. Kum Kum Devi, over to you. Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai.
My dandavat to you, Maharaj and Devashish Prabhu, and all of the wonderful Vaishnavas here. Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaj. And it's our great fortune to have some association with him. And we understand now, we see him reflected in all of those who are following him. Unlimitedly, we will hear from so many people about who he is, and this helps our understanding go deeper and deeper of who is this person that we had such good association from, such kind blessings from. And the very first time we got to see his service in action, had no idea who he is. And he was still wearing white at the time, But now we can, quickly we came to understand that it's not surprising that he promoted the conception of Trinarupi Sunitrina more than anyone, because this was his complete practice, nonstop, always humble, tolerating so much, and always giving honor, whether or not there was honor so-called due. In his vision, which is coming directly through Srila Guru Maharaj from Sriman Mahaprabhu, he always had the discretion of how to help everyone. And these kind of pastimes were just kind of going on, and still now they give us food to reflect on what is Krishna consciousness. But we have his example. And later, I think the very best time for me when I was awakened to what a saint he actually is, although appearing like such a good friend, a perfect sense of humor, always making everyone happy, always asking after somebody is taking care of every single person. But there was the one time when I arrived and just coming straight from the airplane, and I was able to go right to darshan with him in a very crowded veranda in Navadvip. And seeing me, it was not too long after my husband had passed away, and he said, "Oh, whenever I am here, I am feeling Rishabdev Prabhu all around me." And this was very sweet. But my first thought was, he had just told me that my husband went to Gaura Krishna Leela. So how is he here with us in Navadvip Dham? And immediately, by the grace of the Dham, by his grace, I had a slight insight into this is not where I think I am, that Srila Gurudev is sitting across from me. I am this person and he is that person. That's not it. He is always in Gaura Krishna Leela, and he is manifesting just for our benefit in this plane. And so we strive to always understand more and more about who he is. And so for that, we will always be looking for all of the Vaishnavas to help us with this understanding, because it is always growing. So, please excuse me for my inadequacies.
Fully adequate and beautiful, Kum Kum Devi. Hare Krishna. Where was Srila Gurudev when we are sitting with him? It's a good meditation. Sri Devi Dasi. I know you can give a 2.5-hour discourse, but maybe just for it, as part of the London Zoom, a few poignant points. Is that allowed? Poignant points. And then you think Pandita should say a few words, because she's got some substantial understanding and connection. Actually, many have. We don't want to single anybody out really, but we'd like to hear a few words from Pandita before we close.
Sandabad Maharaj, Sandabad Devashis Prabhu, so nice to see you. And Kum Kum Devi and I'm going to go through the whole list. Actually, I don't think I'm going to be able to miss this room anymore. I'm always kind of busy here in the temple, and but it's just so lovely to see all of you. Can you hear me?
Not very well. Less, very low. I think if you sit nearer the microphone or move the...
Okay. Can you hear me better now? What's the matter?
Not really.
Okay, Mara.
Is this better now?
Oh, now is good. Suddenly.
Okay.
Good.
I have what's right here to figure it. Anyway, I'm offering my Dandavat with love to everybody I'm seeing here. It's really kind of overwhelming. I'm seeing Chaitanya Moy, Rasa Pandita, and of course Hari Gopal, Devashis Prabhu Maharaj, of course. And it's really quite overwhelming for me. I want to mention everybody's name, but I know I have a time limit.
There are
But,
44 devotees on the line just now.
It's absolutely heart-touching for me to, excuse me. But anyway, hearing all these beautiful talks from Devashish Prabhu and yourself, Maharaj, and Kum Kum Devi is really so, it's like a miracle. Gurudev is a miracle in this world. And last Saturday night, we got a chance to remember a little bit about Bamanpar, the divine abode of Bamanpar, where the holy lotus feet of Gurudev first appeared in this world. It's hard to really, can't even describe the little bit we understand about these things. But one thing that I wanted to say was, sometimes we hear about these great personalities and we think, oh, these are historical personalities. They were there, now they're not there. But, oh, thank you. But we have to remember that the grandfather is more affectionate even than the father. And so you are all, maybe some of us have not had the connection directly with Srila Gurudev, you could say, but actually that direct connection is there. For all the younger devotees who didn't get to, to see his divine pastimes personally, but don't think, oh, I missed this chance, because actually he is there with you, and not passively, but in an extreme amount of affection. And Gurudev reminded us about this many times. Sometimes when we are on the appearance or the disappearance of Srila Saraswati Thakur, who is our grandfather guru, we are remembering this, that he is so affectionate. He is unbelievable affectionate to the disciples of his disciples. And so don't feel any unhappiness, because he is there with you for sure, in the most affectionate, merciful mood. And he will never abandon you, actually, and never abandon any of us. So this is the ocean of mercy of Srila Gurudev. It's very difficult to describe the heart transmission. We are all feeling it today, and we're feeling, especially in these days of preparing for his appearance festival and hearing so many beautiful things, that kind of heart transmission that he was able to simply enter into the hearts of people, as we heard from you, Maharaj and Devashish Prabhu. We saw in the airport Srila Gurudev, like just a stander-by who wasn't with the group, he's just somebody coming through the airport, and stopped and saw Srila Gurudev and was standing there, and Gurudev stood up and walked over to him and embraced him. And that man was tears coming from his eyes. So we are, as Kum Kum Devi said so eloquently, we are still searching for Gurudev, as we are searching for Sri Krishna, as we are searching for Guru Maharaj, as we are searching for Srila Saraswati Thakur, and we're searching for Mahaprabhu. We are still searching for Gurudev. You're in the kitchen. Can you hold the microphone? Oh, sorry. So we are still, trying to become that devotee, that great devotee. We're not trying to become great devotees, but meaning our heart will become fully surrendered to the holy lotus feet. And as we are continuing on, somehow or other, day after day, trying to render some kind of service, trying to find our inner search, always to let go of the old thing and go forward in the new mood of surrender, to find Gurudev there, keep searching for him. And this is dynamic, and in the sense that he is the eternal, divine, beloved servant of Srila Guru Maharaj, the most beloved servant of Srila Rupa Goswami. We are searching for that personality forever, and we want always that that serving mood toward him will always increase and increase, and in that sense, it is an eternal thing. So I'm sorry, I'm inadequate again, but I mean more inadequate to say anything about Gurudev, and especially in this august assembly. But he never gives up on us, and we are in a safe boat of the dust of his feet. So Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai. And well done. You didn't have tears flowing from your eyes this time. You were very restrained. When you were saying about that stranger being embraced by Gurudev, I thought you were going to also share that emotion of that person. Hare Krishna. Okay, beautiful. And Pandita Devi, we gave you a couple of minutes notice, and anyhow, you're always prepared to say something. And you know, in West London, we do have the devotees. I think that's the shoulder of Saraswati.
Yes, and we have Anjali Devi there as well as Devananda Prabhu.
Oh my goodness, they're in a very tiny thumbnail. Okay, beautiful. And Pandita is working hard at home. Are you?
I'm going to the temple now. After the Zoom, then I'm going to go.
Yes, Pandita, a couple of words.
Okay, Maharaj.
From the heart, something from your heart, words or not.
I'm just so happy to be in all of your wonderful company, my beloved senior worshipable Vaishnavas. And I feel very lucky, and how amazing that we get to be here together like this, remembering our most beloved Srila Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, and it's quite magical actually when you think about it. And I always feel on a day like Gurudev's day is like, I feel a bit conflicted, because at this in one way I wish I had like 1,000 mouths to try to glorify him as best I can, but then on the other hand I feel completely limited, and like, what am I going to say, and how am I going to actually express anything about him, because I feel very limited. But because I think what is so amazing about him is he, like what Devashis Prabhu said, he was so accessible, but he was the highest Paramahansa Vaishnava, and he had all the mercy, all the Siddhanta, everything he lived and breathed. Service to Srila Guru Maharaj, and everything he did, everything he thought, and the whole world around him was Gaura Lila in a sense, right? But at the same time, he extended so mercifully the opportunity to us to have to try to engage in some service in connection to him. And that is just mind-boggling. And everything when I think about him, it's like everything he did was with so much affection. When I watch Gurudev videos, like, you just like he's oozing with so much care and affection. Everything he's saying, every word feels like he's sharing with utmost care for us, extending the greatest gift to everyone unconditionally and wholeheartedly. It's really amazing. And then what he's saying in the words in his teachings and through his audio and video and reproduced by Vaishnavas like yourselves, that they're like the elixir really throughout the difficult time after his disappearance, like trying to find your way through everything and all the challenges that come our way. Like his katha is what immediately nourishes us and can really redirect us to proper understanding and a proper alignment to what truly is of utmost value. So Jai Shila Gurudev Ki Jai.
Jai. And is Saraswati actually in the room now, or did she go with her shoulder out of the room? Oh, she's there with her head at least. No shoulders.
Dandavad, pranams to everyone. But we never get to hear from Anjali Devi. She's here.
No. Well, I can't believe I'm here, quite honestly, because I wasn't coming because I was unwell, and I'm still unwell physically, only physically, I hasten to add. I've been given so much from Gurudev and from all the friendship and the love I've had from all the Vaishnavas all over the world. And these love, oh, she's gone. You another Didi there. But I'm just so happy that I managed to make it here. I had a phone call on my way from the doctor. They want to see me. And what are you doing? See my Gurudev. I'm just so glad I was able to come to, by the encouragement, I wanted to be here. Normally I would have been here, but my health has not been so amazing. I feel wonderful being here with all of you guys, the Vaishnava, not only 3 of us here, but there are many. And my love to all of you, because you're all invaluable people that have been blessed by our divine Guru Bhag, And of course, we're talking just now about Gurudev. And he's my all and everything. I mean, anyone that had a chance to even hear about or to meet with Gurudev is completely finished, and at his lotus feet. You can't describe Gurudev is practically impossible. He was perfect in every way. He was the sweetest, the kindest, the funniest, the most adorable, full of life-giving energy to the Vaishnava. And he saved my life, I'm sure. And now I'm eternally indebted to him. And I will always try to be what he wanted me to be. And I'm very happy that I have such wonderful devotee friends internationally in London, America, Saraswati, darling, you forgive me. My memory is also not what it was. Sometimes names go out of my head just like that, and then they will return, Darling, what is her name of the friend? Thank you, Srila Didi. Please forgive me, my darling. This happens now when you get to, I'm the old age now, what am I, 82 or something. Pushing 83 as far away as possible. No, I'm not pushing. I don't care how old I am. That's irrelevant. It's just a sense of humor. It's funny. It's funny to have arrived at this age with all the wonderful blessings of all of the devotees, dear. You don't know how wonderful you all are. You haven't got a clue to be a Vaishnava, what it actually is, the blessing that comes along with that. You honestly, darlings, you are. My dandavats to each and every one of you and all the Vaishnavas in the universe, who have the fortune of having a little gate, the door being held ajar so we can get the beautiful vibrations directly from the lotus. Well, yes, they must come from the lotus feet. Really, from those lotus feet. They're coming to us by the grace of all the Vaishnavas' lotus feet. Feet are wonderful things when they're under the auspices of the Vaishnava. So what can I say? I've had a wonderful life. My fortune has been absolutely incredible. I didn't deserve what I was given from the Vaishnavas. How could I possibly? I've been given so much. And I'm so deeply indebted and deeply grateful to all the Vaishnavas that I know and those I don't know also. You know, and I feel so fortunate. And what can I say? Receiving the blessings from the Vaishnava, I can't believe it is most wonderful. There is nothing else that is of this value, you know. And I feel so much love for Gurudev, who is always in my heart.
So Anjali, you've received so much grace, and here you've got a grand gathering of devotees. Would you like to just give a sentence or two of distribution of the grace to all of us?
How can I do that?
A sentence.
A sentence of grace.
Sentence.
A sentence. I don't know what you want from me up there.
Good wishes, good Vaishnava wishes on each of us here.
Oh, my wishes from the heart of the Vaishnava, which is not me, of course. No one will ever want to say that I'm a Vaishnava because it's such a glorious thing, and we can't, to reach that, we are striving for that from whatever position we may not be in.
So do we receive your good wishes or not?
Sorry?
Your good wishes. Do you give some?
My wishes. What can I wish the greatest fortune in service to our beloved Gurudev and all the Vaishnavas that are so worthy of our love, and whatever little service we may or may not be able to give. I don't know what more I can say, is that I am so grateful. I'm an old lady now. I don't know how much time I have left. I really don't know. I want to spend it all in association, of course, with the Vaishnava, because you are all extraordinarily wonderful people, each and every one of you, to have had the blessing of our Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, in the corner, our beloved also. Forgive me, see, it happens.
Madhusudan.
You see?
Anjali, so I think your answer was yes. You're giving your grace to the Vaishnavas gathered.
I don't know what I'm giving, what I have to give. I don't know what I have to give. But whatever I have to give, I will share with you, whatever that may be. And that is the love of Gurudev, who is my life and soul and still is within my heart, always. Well, I wouldn't survive without it. That means, I've got to die eventually, which who knows when that'll be. But as long as the Gurudev is with me, I'm happy. You know, I don't need anything else. I really don't need anything else. But the grace of Vaishnava, my Gurudev, of course, heading that wish of mine. My Gurudev and of course Guru Maharaj and all the wonderful Vaishnavas. And what we have left, a pure Vaishnava up in the corner there, Madhusudan Maharaj, I offer my Dandavats to you. Devashis,
in the corner.
my darling, sweetheart, who I don't think we have met many, many years ago. Kum Kum, isn't it?
Kum Kum Devi.
And I knew your husband also many, many years ago. And all the lovely ones that I know and who I'm not sure I know, but I recognize so many faces there. And you're all part of our family, you know. We are very close-knit family, heart to heart, you know. And I get so silly because I cry very easy now because I can't express my gratitude. Look, who has arrived, Mahaprabhu in all golden, dressed by our lovely Rani Dasi. And I pay my dandavats to each and every one of you.
Dandavat Anjali. Thank you from your heart, and thank you from our hearts to you, our gratitude. And now we'll pass the microphone to Devashish Prabhu.
Devashish.
Yes, Maharaj.
My dandavats.
Yeah, Dandavat to everybody. Thank you all for joining with us today. I know for many that, you know, with the time differences and everything, but here it's we've run a little over time, and we still have quite a lot of service to do to prepare for the festival tomorrow. So you'll please forgive us if we draw things to a close now.
We can actually, Devashish will just say one line that Sumangala is there in Australia. I mean, we're not, Sumangala, we're just going to acknowledge that you're there with all the devotees. They're all listening in the temple room there. And they're already on the Vyasa Puja day. So it's 6:40 in the morning in Australia. And so just a little mention to the Australian devotees. They've already started their actual Vyasa Puja day. And now this wave will go around the world. Yes, Devashish.
Yes, Maharaj. Jai Om Vishnupad. Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Sri Vyasa Puja Adhivas Titi ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Bhagya ki Jai. All the assembled devotees ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Brinda ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bo.
Devashish Prabhu ki Jai. Kum Kum Devi Rasi ki Jai. Vileka Devi Rasi ki Jai. Anjali Devi Rasi ki Jai. All the assembled Vaishnavas ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari.
Hari.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Dandavat pranam. Stay safe. Have a wonderful day. Today in Australia, tomorrow around the world, and every day under the lotus feet of Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga.